answer is yes.
Yes, they did. The answer to the question on the thumbnail. Can the Oilers do it without 97 and 29? Yes, they can, and yes, they did. Welcome to the game number 70 recap of the Edmonton Oilers versus the Seattle Kraken. Those poor Kraken fans. I don't think the Kraken have beat the Oilers since they've came into the league. But I think it's 9 in a row for the Oilers or something like that. But still, that's my most wanting to visit arena in the entire NHL. So we'll see you soon, Seattle fans. As for the game, it was a pretty exciting game. A lot of action, I thought, going back and forth. The Oilers made it a little too close for comfort there towards the end, but isn't that just Oilers hockey for you? Let's take a look at some of these stats. Final score 5-4 Oil. Shots on goal 31-29 in favor of the Kraken. Face-offs 55-44 in favor of the Oilers. And that's a rare occasion where the Oilers fall behind there, but obviously McDavid and Draisaitl are missing from this game. So that's obviously going to affect things in the face-off dot. Power play, Oilers 2 for 5. Capitalize there huge to open the scoring. Henrique with a power play goal. I called Henrique to score for the Oilers at about 5 p.m. to a buddy of mine. And he messaged me after that goal and thought I was like some sort of Nostradamus psychic or something. But I just had a feeling he was going to score. And Nuge with the second power play goal. The Kraken as well go 2 for 3 on the power play. Hits 18 for the Kraken and 13 for the Oilers. Again, this physicality department has been lacking all season with the exception of a couple of games. But if you saw that video after the game of the boys waiting in the hallway, there's a couple of guys there that are going to change this statistic dramatically. So stay tuned to the end of this video for our always fun and exciting Twitter recaps there on X. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Giveaways, blocked shots, takeaways. Well, let's just say things were in favor of the Kraken for blocked shots, as well as the giveaways and as well as the takeaways. So 21-17 and 6 for the Kraken, 12-14 and 3 for the Oilers, respectively, to blocked shots, giveaways, and takeaways. And like I said, overall, it was a pretty tight game. And Henrique opens the scoring on the power play. Kako, former Ranger, second overall pick, makes it a 1-1 game. And then Nuge gets going. He gets his first on a great outlet pass from Kapanen. Breaks Nuge in wide and scores. Kako makes it 13, ties the game again at 2. And then Jeff Skinner with an awesome feed from Connor Brown just shelves it. He was wide open for that shot. So goal scorers like Jeff Skinner usually don't miss from there with that much time and space. Pardon me. Then Nugent Hopkins makes it a 4-2 game. I thought that was the icing on the cake there to finish the game on the power play as well. But the Seattle don't roll over, and Burakovsky makes it 4-3, and then Nuge completes the hat trick. He's playing great. Wallman with the assist, and that makes it 5-3, and then Jaden Schwartz makes it 5-4, but it's too little too late as the Edmonton Oilers hold on for an ever important 2 points. Like I said, pretty much the boys played well. There were some defensive lapses in the game. If we go back to this here, at some point this has to change for the playoffs. And again, when you get a win, you don't want to make too many negative comments. You did what it took to get the W. But Skinner with a .871 save percentage, 4 goals against. And like I said, I think he could have asked for a couple of those goals back and probably would have made the save. But in the end, the Oilers won, so we're not going to harp on it too much. But come playoff time, it needs to tighten up. I see the Oilers defense right now being probably the best they have been all season, and that's probably because, there was injuries all year and whatnot. But the addition of Wallman just fits in perfectly, makes up for a lot of what was missing from last year's playoffs when Broberg was in the lineup. So he more than makes up for it, to be honest with you. He's a lot more developed than Broberg is, and the defense, I think, just looks great. And on top of that, we got depth for, God forbid any injuries, we still have, Stetcher and Klingberg and Emberson. I mean, these guys are decent players, and, will fill in any holes if necessary come playoff times. But, I mean, the Oilers on D right now, they're looking great. And that's what it's going to take to win a game when McDavid and Draisaitl are out of the lineup. So let's take this quick moment here to kindly ask everyone that's watching, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow and go a long way. We are approaching 650 subscribers, and we are approaching 1 year. So we are, like we said when we started this thing, we were happy when we had 40 subscribers. So thanks to everyone that's done so. We really appreciate it. Now we're going to head on over to Twitter X and check out some of what the Oilers faithful had to say for this Oiler Kraken matchup. A lot of the comments were based on Nuge's hat trick, so it was difficult to find actually some, how many times are we going to mention it, right?
How many times do I got to say it?
But like it was mentioned on this show, ever since he was moved from the top line to center the third line, Nuge is a natural center. He's great at it. He's got defensive responsibility, and he can score, and he proved it today with another hat trick. It's the first hat trick for the Oilers all season, so it's nice to get that monkey off the back. And then, on top of that, the 2 games before that when he was centering the third line, he had 6 points in 2 games. Now 9 points in 3 games. He's just tearing it up. And sometimes that's what it takes. You just got to put the guy where he's comfortable. And that's where he is comfortable. So let us take a look at what some of the Oilers faithful have to say. Just a quick reminder, you can follow us. Our handle is @FrozenOilHockey on Twitter X. And we got a couple more social media handles coming at you here soon. We're working at it here behind the scenes. So first one here is from Rob Soria @oil_drop. It's funny we can say what we'd like about RNH, but with the dynamic duo around, Nuge had to take a back seat. Yes, he's not a star player, but when given the keys to the car, he can still impact the game. Agree with you 100%. He's an important part of this team. I've said it many times. You can go back and check the videos, the game recaps after the Vancouver series last year. If it wasn't for him, we would not have won that series. So to not have Vancouver fans bugging us online about losing a series all year, thank God Nuge had a huge series and we got past them. And I thought that was the hardest series for the Oilers last year, was the Vancouver Canucks. And to be quite honest, it's shocking that they're out of a playoff spot right now after the team they had last year. It's just crazy. And that's why we got to, take advantage of these years with Draisaitl and McDavid. You never know when it's all going to change, right? Next one is from Schmitty the GOAT. Winning without McDry is huge. Massive step-up game by Nuge, Jeff Skinner, Enrique, and company. You love to see it. Yeah, huge. And huge for the morale of the team. Huge for confidence. To know that you can get a W without the 2 big guns is just a massive boost for the team. It's massive. Next one from Only Oilers. The Oilers without 2997 are the Kraken. Yeah, pretty much. And Goes on to say, give Connor $97 million a year. I don't care. And yeah, I mean, can you really put a price on Connor McDavid? And Scotty Bowman did do a interview after the game with Louis DeBrusque and Scott Oak and kind of put away any rumors of McDavid not signing here. So it was nice to get some comfort on that subject, even though we all know that he's the Oiler for life. Knock on wood. Next one is from Brandon Suark 88. Oilers, the A looks good on you, Eki. And there's Ekholm wearing the A. What a stud. And awesome setup in the basement there. I don't know if that's a basement or what, but I love this Oilers logo sign here. That looks awesome. Next one is from Captain Jack. Oilers management need to show the contract negotiations meeting with Bouchard's agent with a DVD montage of his giveaways this year. Then sign him to max term at a discount. And yeah, he had a pretty big giveaway this game. Again, as expected, if you've been watching Bouchard over the years, he's going to have, every couple of games, he's going to have a massive giveaway, but he more than makes up for it with his offense. All right, moving on to the next one here from Golden Era Hockey. This stretch without McDavid and Draisaitl might be a blessing in disguise for the Oilers. Lots of guys that they need more secondary scoring from are gaining confidence, some extra ice time, and including on the power play. I agree with you 100%. McDavid and Draisaitl could use some rest, and they should be rested. Not NBA style, load management style, but I mean, this is a completely different sport than basketball. It's rough, and the playoffs is the ultimate level that it'll get to for roughness. So you want 97 and 29 to be 100% going into the playoffs. Next one here is from Loyal to the Oil. Our boy Nuge taking the reins, of the Oilers with the big boys out. You love to see it. And there's a nice gif of Nuge scoring a goal, taking on a Nokia 3650 there. Wow, was that grainy. Anybody have a Nokia 3650? Next one is from Edmonton Oilers. Good night, Oil Country. And Nuge with the hard hat and Skinner with the belt. Nice to see those boys scoring. And last but not least, the injured Oilers crew gives props to their teammates on a hard-fought win. This one coming from Sportsnet. And there they are. Look at that. Draisaitl, Frederick, McDavid, and Kane. I mean, talk about a cavalry coming for the playoffs. And they look good. They look ready. Frederick's a big boy. Look at him. Draisaitl looking cool as always. So that is pretty much it for today's episode. A great unexpected win. You know, a lot of people wrote the Oilers off for that game without McDavid and Draisaitl, but that just goes to show you how solid this decor is, and we are now starting to get production from guys that we just weren't getting for probably 3/4 of the season. Now with just a handful of games left, I think the Oilers probably with about another, 4 wins maybe, they will clinch a playoff spot, depending on how everything else goes. But hopefully that time comes soon. When it does, we have a epic video coming from Frozen Oil Hockey for you, so we can't wait to share it. We've been waiting. It's been done for a while, but we want to release it once the Oilers clinch a playoff spot. So hopefully you'll like that when it comes out. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Frozen Oil Hockey, the channel you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.
Frozen Oil Hockey, Frozen Oil Hockey.